extraembryonic membranes are the membranes that are present in case of vertebrate embryo, vertebrate developing embryo, and their basic function is to protect the developing embryo. So these are the membranes which assist, which help in the development of the embryo. The animal whose embryos have extra embryonic membranes are called amniotes. They are reptile, birds, and mammal. These animals are either oviparous or viviparous. Oviparous means they give egg, they lay egg, and the development take place within the egg. So in such a case, the egg must have a hard shell of calcium carbonate. And while in case of viviparous, the whole development take place within the body of the female. They have to give birth, so such a egg does not have the shell. Example of the oviparous are the reptile, birds, and egg-laying mammals, and the viviparous are the placental mammals. Here are the types of extraembryonic membrane. Number 1 is the yolk sac, amnions, chorion, and allantois. This is the diagram of a chick embryo, and this is the embryo, this is the developing embryo, and this blue portion around the baby is called amniotic bag. Amnion, it contains the liquid which is called the amniotic liquid that protects the baby from desiccation and injury, from dehydration and mechanical injury. And this is called the yolk sac, in which the yolk is present, as because this is the chick embryo, and as it is the egg of a hen, the hen egg, so which is a bird. So birds have the yolk. So yolk is used for the development of the baby, and as they are oviparous. And there are the arteries and capillaries. These arteries and capillaries are white line arteries and white line vein. They help to take the yolk to the developing embryo, and the yolk sac also have the certain enzymes that help to digest the yolk. This one is called the allantois, that arises from the gut tract, the digestive tract area of the developing baby. And the outermost is called the chorion. Chorion is present around all these two membranes, that is amnion, chorion, and yolk sac. All of these are surrounded throughout with the chorion. The outermost is the shell, that is the shell of the egg. The basic origin, so amnion and chorion, they contain the ectoderm and as well as the somatic mesoderm. Mesoderm has the two layers, somatic mesoderm and visceral mesoderm. Somatic mesoderm and the visceral mesoderm, they have a cavity in between these two, that is called the coelom or the body cavity. While the yolk sac and the allantois, they contain endoderm and the visceral mesoderm. Next is the yolk sac. The yolk sac is the most primitive type, and it surrounds the yolk. It is not essential that yolk sac always have the yolk. Yolk sac sometimes does not have the yolk, as in case of the placental mammal, that the yolk sac is present but the yolk is absent. The location of the yolk sac is the ventral outgrowth. It is basically the ventral outgrowth of embryonic midgut. What is the gut? Gut is the digestive tract. It has three portions: foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Yolk is highly supplied. Richly means highly supplied with the white line arteries and white line veins. These are the arteries and veins that take the food from the yolk sac to the developing embryo. So they help to link the yolk to the circulation of the embryo, developing embryo. Yolk is gradually digested by the enzyme. These are the enzymes that are released by the boundary, that the lining of the yolk sac, so that the energy is given to the baby, to the developing embryo, to develop into to conduct its development. The yolk sac is the first site of hematopoiesis. What is the hematopoiesis? That is the synthesis of the blood in the developing embryo. The first blood of the baby synthesized in the yolk sac. So the yolk sac in the start of the embryo development, the yolk sac is larger in size, but with the passage of time, as it is gradually utilized, so its size become reduced, and sometime it is